Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of my large species park, which is a park filled with large species. Now, what the enclosure that I'm going to be building in this video is a sauropod enclosure, and this isn't really an enclosure, but I'm going to be building a farm, which will of course be the place where all the vegetation grows, and the place that will obviously feed the sauropods, and in the future all the sauropods that will come into this park. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of outlining the enclosure with path. There's a tiny semicircle there, if you could see, like right to the right to the left. There's a tiny semicircle there, and what I'm planning is it's gonna be this kind of it's gonna be a place where you can feed the dinosaurs. And in the future, you'll see later that I'm gonna be building this like food truck, and that food truck, it won't feed the humans, it will feed the dinosaurs that are in this enclosure, which will be the Apatosaurus and the Brachiosaurus. There will be two of each, by the way. Now I'm just messing around with the terrain, since these these sauropods, shall I say, they have really tall necks. Everyone knows that. So if you want to be able to feed them, you have to be able to reach them. So yeah, that's kind of what I did here. And right now I'm just working with the fence. And of course, I'm using the sand as a guideline, since what else am I going to use to make this fence even? Well, in the end, it turned out the fence wasn't even, so I decided to just make it look asymmetrical on purpose. As you saw, I just put a curved fence there. And now I'm just working on the enclosure. My original plan was to build a pond in the middle of it, but then I realized, no, the sauropods are not going to be able to drink through that, since it's a sauropod. And I don't think the in-game sauropods can bend their necks that far. And yeah, I kind of forgot to add rocks here, so everything here is just vegetation. There are no rocks whatsoever, which I'm kind of disappointed with. And so that's why maybe in like the B-roll shots in the end of the video, you'll see some rocks, even though I didn't place them in the video. I just realized, okay, I'm talking too much about rocks today. I'm just gonna pretend like, yeah, just pretend I didn't say anything about rocks, because that kind of dragged everything out a lot. And yeah, now I'm just placing some Malta wall pieces to use as like in a fencing. And as you saw earlier, the terrain constraints were killing me as I was placing those decorations. If you've ever played Jurassic World Evolution 2, you'll know the pain of having that terrain constraints warning pop up every time you place a decoration. Especially if you're a sandbox player. But yeah, anyway, I'm just doing some seeding stuff. There's an Alamosaurus skeleton right there. It's not a Brachiosaurus or a Apatosaurus skeleton, but it's the only sauropod skeleton that was in the game. And now you can see me building the food truck I was talking about earlier, and obviously the guests can go up to the food truck, say, "Hey, can I get some like kale?" The food truck driver will give them kale, and they will feed it to the sauropods. And now, of course, I'm building the place that the drivers will get the kale from, the actual farm. And I'm using electric fencing to as like a perimeter to the farm, so that obviously the guests won't gawk at the farmers or like try to bother them, because if they do, they'll get shocked by an electric fence. I know, it's very cruel, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And now I'm just working on the staff area of the farm, filled with a barn made from visitor centers, and of course, lots of decorations, especially like stuff used in the Biosyn campaign. And yeah, I this is the first farm I've ever built, and as like for a first farm, I honestly think it's not that bad. You can decide later. If you've built farms before, you can decide if it's good or not, because I don't have much of a say in this. This is my first farm. Of course, Jaden, just stop yapping about the farm. Just move on to another topic, even though that's exactly what you're meant to do right now. I don't know why I said that, to be honest. Yeah, whatever. We'll forget about everything I said in the last 30 seconds, and we'll just move on to the important stuff, which is me placing some plants to capacitate the farm, if that's the right word. And now we're gonna move on to some B-roll. Now, we're nearing the end of the video, so I feel like it's a great time to name some of the dinosaurs. Now, in the comments of some of my previous videos, there were 2 name suggestions for the T-Rex and 2 for the Giganotosaurus. For the T-Rex, there was Earl, Cal, and for the Gigas, Gripper and Snapper. If you have any name suggestions, leave them in the comments.